What's up guys, Jeremy here and welcome back to my channel. So last week on March 9, I actually turned 28 years old. Every year for my birthday, I take some time to reflect on the past, 1 year, 5 years, my whole life. And while doing that this year, I've realized, holy crap, I'm 28 years old. It's been 10 years since I graduated high school and turned 18. And I was just thinking like, damn, I wonder how my life would have been if everything that I knew now, I knew at 18. In other words, what would I tell my 18-year-old self? And that's what today's video is about. I'm gonna tell you 10 things I wish I knew at 18 years old. But before we do that, all I ask is that you please smash the like button and subscribe to my channel. Really helps my channel grow. And while you're at it, go ahead and follow me on all my other social media platforms as well. Thanks. All right, the first one is nothing you do in high school or college really matters. Anything good, anything bad, none of that stuff will matter in the real world. I remember being in high school or even college just like worrying and stressing about the stupidest little things, and I think looking back at it now, I wish I knew that none of this would matter in the real world. Failing one test in the 10th grade or in some college class is so insignificant. Yes, of course, getting good grades in high school in order to graduate and get into a good college, I guess you could say that's important, but I mean, when it really comes down to it, none of this really even matters. And I could even go on to say that in today's world, college doesn't even really matter. If you guys want my honest opinion, I think college is such a huge waste of time and money. Unless you're trying to pursue a career to be a doctor, a lawyer, CPA, nurse, engineer, or any of those kinds of jobs, yes, those jobs, those require college, and college is important if you're trying to pursue that career. But if not, then college is honestly pointless. For me, I got an economics degree. I've never used it. I never needed it. And honestly speaking, I still haven't got the diploma from the college. I still need to pick it up. From my understanding, I think college tries to make you a well-rounded person that's decent at many things, where I feel like we should learn to be exceptionally amazing at a few select things. I wish I could go back and tell myself to just not worry about the stupid things that high school kids and college kids worry about. Again, the good and the bad will not matter in the real world. I'd probably tell myself, just do your best. Mom and dad want you to get a college degree, so I guess you're gonna have to get a college degree. But you know what? Just do enough to get by and just do your best and learn about the truly important things. And do your absolute best to meet people who can teach you about things that are truly important. Stuff like financial literacy, how to build your credit, how to start a business, how loans work, things that apply to the real world and not just a textbook. All right, number 2 is to get a credit card and build credit. When I was 18, my understanding about credit cards were everything that my parents and the media and the society was telling me. And that was that credit cards are bad. When really, what they should have been teaching me was that having terrible financial spending habits is bad. It's like saying cars are bad when really it's drunk driving is bad, not the cars. I'm very thankful that at 16, my dad made me an authorized user on one of his credit cards. So because of that, I was able to start building my credit at 16 years old. Had he not done that, I wouldn't have started building my credit until I was 20 years old when I got my first college credit card, which is honestly a pretty funny story. Super funny story. I'm gonna go off topic real quick, but basically, I wanted to go to a music festival in LA. I believe it was called Hard Summer, and I saved up enough money from my summer job to buy the ticket, but I needed to fly to LA in order to attend, and that was about, I think, $300 to $350 at the time. I didn't have enough money for that, so I ended up applying for a credit card. I got a $350 limit, use that credit card to buy the flight and go to the music festival. Honestly, stupid financial decision, but I had the time of my life and I had a bunch of fun with my frat bros. I do not recommend doing that. But anyway, back to the video. Even at that point, when I had that credit card at 20 years old, I didn't start getting more credit cards until about 2018. In 2018, that's when I got my first American Express credit card. And then a year later, I got another credit card. And at that point, I was like, okay, I have 4 credit cards right now. I think that's enough. I don't want to get too much. When really, I didn't know that having a lot of credit cards was a good thing. Fast forward to now, I started getting educated about credit and I started learning that having a bunch of credit cards is a good thing where it builds a bunch of credit lines for you and improves your credit worthiness, as long as you don't max them out like a dumbass. Now I think I have about 8 or 9 credit cards, and if you add all those credit lines up, I have about $110,000, $120,000 in credit. Wow. Which, by the way, I'm always using to pay for my carrying costs and day-to-day expenses while I'm flipping all these houses. Had I known at 18 how credit works and how building your credit score works, I would have applied for a new credit card maybe like every 6 to 9 months. If I started doing that at 18, imagine how much of a credit line I would have now. Number 3 is no one cares how hard you work, they only care about the results you bring. I really love this point. It's kind of very similar to how I view college. Basically, people do not care about what you do unless, you've done something or made happen. Coming out of college, you might think, oh yeah, I worked so hard in college, I have my fancy degree, I deserve this and I deserve that. No, you don't. Yeah, you worked hard in college, but you didn't accomplish yet. You don't have any real world experience. But if you didn't go to college, or maybe you just went for 2 years and then you started working, then you would immediately go into the workforce. You'd be ahead of everyone that's in college because you have more real world experience. Real world experience and experience in general is what really matters. Think about it. Which plane would you feel more comfortable on? The plane that is flown by a pilot who has only flown 1 time, or the pilot that has flown 500 times? The world rewards you based on the results you bring. They don't care that you've done 1,000 or 2,000 or 10,000 hours of studying. You didn't do yet. If you do not bring any results, sorry to say, but you do not matter and they do not care about you. So instead of focusing on, I need to work hard, I need to work hard, and you need to work hard, focus on, I need to bring results. I need to deliver results. It's a really small shift in the way you think, but I feel like if you're able to make that shift, there can be a huge difference in your work ethic. Number 4 is cut off toxic relationships quickly. Whew, yeah, so like every young and dumb high school and college kid, I kind of got myself into a few toxic relationships here and there. The kind of person I am, I was, trying to be the most optimistic and most positive person that I could be. And I thought, okay, maybe if I improve myself in this area, or maybe, if I try hard in this area, this relationship will be great. Or maybe if I could, bring out the best in this person, then, the relationship will be awesome. No. I got myself into a lot of trouble throughout the years because of staying in toxic relationships and my inability to cut it off ASAP. Because of that, there was a lot of waste of time, energy, money, and a lot of heartache. My tolerance for toxic relationships at the time and, dealing with stupid arguments was so high. And I'm not just gonna put all the blame on the other person. I was pretty dumb and immature myself, and I didn't really realize all of that at the time. But for those watching, the second you realize there's toxic behavior in yourself or someone else, or they bring out toxic behavior in you, cut it off ASAP. The longer you hold onto something toxic, the longer it's gonna drag you down and prevent you from leveling up in life. And now looking back at it, I realized that the moment I left a toxic relationship for good, I say for good because I always tend to, go back and forth in a toxic relationship, but the moment I left a toxic relationship for good, that second, my life dramatically, exponentially got way better, and I leveled up in life so quickly. So if you're in a toxic relationship or someone's toxic, just cut it off ASAP. You'll do yourself a favor. Number 5 is invest more. I didn't know about stocks or investing or anything like that, honestly, until like 2017 or 2018. Man, if I knew this at 18, I would be so rich right now. Like when I think about it now, like if I knew how to invest at 18, or actually I didn't even need to know how to invest. Like if I just invested in anything, literally anything, 10 years ago, I would be a lot more wealthier today. In fact, I just Googled, if I invested $1,000 into Amazon 10 years ago, I would have about $17,000 today. At 18, all I knew about making money at the time was get good grades, go to a good college, get a good career, and then boom, money right there. I wish that at 18 I could have started investing, and when it comes down to it, it all comes down to not timing the market, but your time in the market. Number 6 is travel more. This is a tricky one because obviously you need money to travel, and when I was in high school and college, I was pretty damn broke. I mean, I did travel a few times here and there with family or with friends, especially going to music festivals. But there were some times that I skipped out on a vacation or I didn't go anywhere because I wanted to save money. If I could go back, maybe in college, I would have tried to maybe study abroad, or maybe after college, take a long trip, maybe like a month or two overseas and just travel. I feel like traveling, especially out of the country, is the best way to get a different perspective on life, because you see so many different cultures and experience, different types of music, culture, types of food. And I think that's why now that I'm making more money, that I'm trying to travel as much as I can. Number 7, the internet and social media is everything. Man, I feel like this point right here just keeps getting more and more important as time goes by and as society goes on. I think 10 years ago, 2012, Instagram was just starting up, and no one was really using it for business back then. But I remember posting on my Facebook and Instagramming, just normal things. And I remember people, some friends would always just make fun of me for using social media too much. But I wish that at 18, I could have known or understood how important that social media was going to be, especially for business. I think I would have gone on to explore more things like, learn about drop shipping early, or Amazon FBA, or, even selling things on eBay. Had I known how powerful the internet would have been, I probably would have pulled a Gary Vee and start looking for stuff at garage sales and selling it on eBay. Number 8 is be more curious and open-minded. Back when I was 18, it's funny now that I think about it, but I thought I had it all planned out. Little did I know, I knew nothing. My whole plan for life, that I planned out, my college path, my career path, none of that happened. At 18, I graduated high school, then I went to UC Irvine for my freshman year as a bio major, thinking that I was going to become a dentist. I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get my bio degree, go to dental school, become a dentist, make lots of money, then boom, dream life. What ended up happening was that I realized that college was a lot harder than I thought it'd be. I ended up transferring to University of Hawaii. I realized I hated bio, I hated chem. What the hell is a proton or neutron? I don't know, and I don't care. So then I switched my major to business, got my real estate license, went on to become a real estate agent, and now today I'm a real estate investor doing YouTube. Throughout my whole life journey from high school to college to now, I always had that dead set tunnel vision and just focused on whatever I was trying to pursue at that time, and only that. I feel like if I was more curious and open-minded back then, I would have gone on to learn about different things. Like I mentioned earlier, I would have, tried to learn about drop shipping early, I learned about marketing, Amazon FBA, and honestly, even with crypto. I heard about crypto early on, maybe like in 2015 or 2016, and I honestly just didn't care about it. I wasn't curious about it. I just shrugged it off like it was just something crazy. If I was more curious back then, who knows what I could have learned, or what I could have got into, or what I could have created had I just been a little more open-minded. Number 9 is document everything. I wish I could have documented everything I did from the beginning. With how our society is moving to now in terms of media and social media, with the internet and with YouTube, having footage from way back then to compare now is such a really, really good and powerful storytelling tool. If I could go back, I wish I could have, started a vlog or something like that where I would have documented my life starting from college. I think it would have been such good footage and content to see how crazy I was at 18 and see how I thought or how I spoke or the way I do things compared to how I am and what I am now. Media is all about powerful storytelling, and it doesn't matter who you are, if you're an aspiring doctor, engineer, realtor, investor, DJ, movie director, aspiring artist, it doesn't matter. Document everything. Because looking back at all the things you've done, all of that content is going to play a key role in your content today and the future. And who knows, maybe you do end up being famous and successful, and all the footage that you took way back then, maybe it ends up as a, documentary in the future. But let's say it doesn't, you know, you're still documenting the growth you had like 10 years ago and comparing it to now. And I think just seeing that is just, you know, would be such a powerful thing for yourself. All right, the last one, number 10, is not caring about what people think. Of course, I would put this last because I feel like this is the most important thing, at least for me anyway. I think growing up, I did a pretty decent job at not caring about what other people thought compared to most people, you know, but there were times that I would care a lot about what people thought about me. I feel like if you don't care about what people think, that takes out all the anxiety, all the worries, all the stress that's stopping you from doing what you want to do. Because if you care about what people think, you're gonna be worried. You know, you're gonna worry about things, stupid things, and think like, oh, like they're gonna think I'm stupid, they're gonna think I'm a dumbass, or, you know, you're gonna stop yourself from trying something new because you're gonna be thinking like, oh, like they're gonna laugh at me because I suck. And to be honest, like none of that really matters, and all of other people's opinions doesn't really matter. Once you can take out all of that worry and stress out of the equation, you honestly become unstoppable and your confidence remains intact, and you can literally do anything you want in the world. And honestly, I feel like having confidence is all you need. It's literally everything. If you have confidence in yourself and you don't have fear of what other people think, then you are truly unstoppable. I think for me, when I was 18, you know, I was kind of naturally a rebellious person, so that kind of helped with not caring about what other people think. But when I got to college, you know, I started getting in my head a lot. I started getting insecure and comparing myself to other people, and it brought down my confidence. And, you know, but over time, I started not giving a about what other people thought. And then I just started to do me. And when I did that, that honestly improved my life. It improved everything. It improved, you know, how I thought, improved my performance, and improved my mental health, and it improved my overall happiness. And at the end of the day, you know, it really just matters if you're happy or not. So there you guys have it. Those were my 10 things that I wish I knew at 18 years old. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you think about this video in the comments. And if you have anything that you wish you knew at 18, feel free to drop it below. If you're young or, you know, 18 or younger than 18, you know, I hope that you watch this video and it helps you out. If you guys didn't know, I have a little brother. He's 17 years old. I'm probably gonna show him this video after, and I hope he watches it and it helps him out. But yeah, thank you guys again for watching. I'll see you next time.